at the start of these?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to do some introductions. So, how about you introduce yourself first?
Okay. All right. Welcome to another cast of Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void with LaughNgamez, Falcon Paladin. I am, again, Falcon Paladin here. Happy to cast this game between GuMiho and Impact. And joining me today is LaughNgamez.
Yes, indeed. So, I mean, we're here to cast some StarCraft 2. The map is going to be Blue Shift. Thank you for introducing me. I guess names were already said, but spawning down the bottom left-hand side of the map, it's Titan X Impact. That's a tough one.
Yeah, it does not roll off the tongue for sure. And in the top right, it is the Red Zerg player from Storm Gaming. It is GuMiho. What a fun player GuMiho is.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when I saw the map for Blue Shift and then GuMiho and Impact, it kind of makes you wonder how a game like this is going to be because it can go any way.
Yeah, absolutely. GuMiho is known for his aggression, known for weird kind of non-standard compositions before Maru started doing it a few months ago. And I think Maru does it better, but GuMiho's the one that would just be like, all right, we have Marines and Marauders and Cyclones and Hellbats and some Liberators here, and let's mix in, you know, a couple of Widowmines just for good measure. And you're like, well, what do I do against this? It's very strange.
Yeah, GuMiho's GSL run, I guess that was that the end of 2016 or end of 2017?
I think end of 2017 he was doing really well.
End of 2017. Sometimes the years blur together, but no, at the end of 2017, GuMiho really showed that you can play like sort of like an unorthodox style, and as long as you do it well enough, and your opponent's like, because if you're playing against something that you haven't played against before, GuMiho really showed the strength that's like, yeah, maybe this isn't what if we played 100 games we would end up winning out, but no, this is going to work right now, so
yeah, that's something I run into on the ladder at my lowly D3 status is sometimes I'll go up against someone who does something completely off. Their build doesn't make any sense. Their composition makes no sense. It's nothing I've seen before. And having to take those couple minutes to be like, okay, so what do I do here? Really messes up your game. Really slows you down a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Reaper for GuMiho coming on in. I mean, the dance going on there, but nothing going down. Yeah. Always goes on back and forth. I mean, there'll be heat death of the universe, and Reapers will still be battling with the first two lings that pop out.
Yep. It's been done a million times. It will happen a million times more.
Now, Impact getting that speed, and he is just sticking with one in the gas, so... Oh, did something go down there?
Reaper got the creep tumor. That's huge.
Oh, that is... Yeah, that's always like... That's something, if you're a Terran player, that's something that makes you feel good. You're like, wow. Creep's going to be a little bit further back, and that's going to make life a lot easier. So, now,
yeah,
GuMiho.
Well, yeah, just can't connect the creep between the natural and the third base is the big deal there. So harder to defend it, harder to get queens over there to support it, harder to get a queen over there for inject. Yeah, that was a great play out of GuMiho.
Now, we were talking about how GuMiho could do something aggressive. He has gone for a third CC. And, I mean, he's making those Hellions, so it's sort of like the safety, scouting, map control Hellions followed up with a third CC. But he's also getting a starport, so he could try a drop or go for, I don't know, just a Viking to clean out Overlords. A lot of options in TvZ.
Yeah, indeed. I feel like almost everything the Terran can make is viable against Zerg in some way. Roach Warren coming up here for Impact. Back home, Overlord scouting in, and he does see the factory with a reactor on it, and he does catch the third CC, which is a huge scout for him. Perfect scout for the sacrificial Overlord. Sees, all right, GuMiho's not going for a 2-base all-in. That third base is done and upgrading to an orbital command. So there might be some Hellion pressure, but it's not going to be anything that I can't handle.
Oh, yeah. Impact knows that he can just relax a little bit now. And now GuMiho's the guy who's got to be sort of on the defensive because he's got to wonder, is my opponent going to throw something at me? Meanwhile, he is getting up into his barracks, so it will be a bio play, just going for a second barracks and then probably getting out some siege tanks as well.
Indeed.
But, it will be a while before anything of GuMiho really does come to fruition or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he's pushing out with the Hellions and the Reaper, and they might kill a couple creep tumors and maybe force some lings out, maybe catch a queen here, but this is not going to be anywhere near game-ending damage at the tiniest, not even at all. 10 roaches, especially on the way here from Impact, is going to make it really hard for these Hellions to do much of anything. Hey, creep tumor down. Hey, call that.
Look at that. He does see the roaches, though, so GuMiho does know that he needs to be defensive, and he has gotten up that eBay wall. He's starting 2 more bunkers, and with a tank coming out, I mean, you sort of think, yeah, he should be fine, but these lings are already going to start working on try and catch the Hellions, which would actually be huge, and they're going for this around right now, but GuMiho does keep those Hellions alive, which is very important because Impact is going to be rallying Lings behind these Roaches and Ravagers, and even the Queens are coming, so Impact's really going for this.
Yeah, he's pushing hard across this map right now with his slow Roaches, getting a Ravager on the way, 28 Zerglings here, and once that tank gets out, where's the tank?
It's on the high ground right now.
Oh, so, there it is.
And there's actually no high ground vision, so this could be pretty important for GuMiho, that Impact's actually going to have to get up that ramp to kill the tank, since there is no other Overlord coming. And so this is going to be very nice for GuMiho. Another tank does pop out too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of Marines, it's not a lot of much of anything, but just a handful of guys in bunkers and a couple tanks. The Corrosive Vials are causing damage, SCVs are repairing as necessary as they need to. This is so many Zerglings coming up, and now there are
all right, here comes the SCVs, but it looks like all the bunkers are going to go down here. I mean, there's just the repair wasn't just in time, but still these tanks dishing out a lot of damage. A few Marines rallying out, and Impact is eating a lot of damage, but it's looking pretty close to the hold, but there's still a lot of Zerg here in the natural GuMiho.
That tank on the high ground has 13 kills. He's taking some Corrosive Vials, and he is going to go down.
Oh, no! Maybe not. Oh, those Lings want to get it done, but there's no... Oh, there we go.
Oh, the Queen finishes him off. Another tank takes his place. And now Ling Queen isn't going to be enough to break this front here. GuMiho manages to hold. Additional Zerglings that were coming up to reinforce are going home. And this poor Queen gets picked off as she just tries to get out of there, too.
Yeah, no getting out of there for that Queen. Now, I mean, GuMiho, he does have up the 3rd CC. He lost like 21 SCVs there, which is the big deal. That, dare I say, that's sort of like the in-between point. If Impact killed a few more, GuMiho would be in a very tough situation, or if he killed a few less, GuMiho would be in a fantastic spot. But, I mean, 3CC 21 versus a Zerg who was so all-in. It's looking sort of like it could be an even game from this point out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's mules. Mules mean that you can kill every single SCP a Terran player has, and there's a chance they'll come back.
Yeah.
So GuMiho, like you said, has 3 command centers, 3 orbital commands. He is triple pumping SCVs out. He's throwing down mules as much as he can, and he's going to catch up. No big deal economically.
Okay, yeah. Now he doesn't have too much production. He is just on the 3 racks still, so he could go for an attack, and Impact may have to make a defense happen with just like these lower tier units that he invested into so early on. So we'll have to wait and see. GuMiho is starting to move out from the looks of it.
Yeah, he's pushing. It's not a hugely intimidating army. Back home, Impact is sitting on 14 Lings and 4 Roaches and 5 Ravagers, which feels like it's enough to hold, but it's not going to crush this necessarily. So I do like that GuMiho is on his way out. While it's attacking, he's expanding, throwing down that 3rd CC at a 3rd base location just outside of the main, and more Roaches on the way with upgrades to follow that up for Impact.
Yeah, I mean, anything like Impact's doing a good job defending so far, but it's also important to note that he's got 1-1, and it's going to finish up before GuMiho's by a pretty significant margin, so he should be pretty safe if GuMiho does try to go for an attack relatively soon, because he does have a lot of units right now, and he's built up a healthier drone count, and he's doing just a fantastic job actually denying any more of this harassment from GuMiho.
Yeah, there were drops attempted, but spotted it early, did Impact. He had units ready to go, and just GuMiho's getting nothing done. I mean, what he is doing is keeping Impact at home. So the 3rd base is safe. He doesn't have to invest in a ton of defense on the 3rd. He can just go ahead and macro up there. Keeping the Zerg on the other side of the map is a big deal if you're a Terran player, and that's what the drops are intended to do. And sure, getting some kills would have been nice, but it's not always what it's all about. And yeah, that +1/+1 finishing up. Missile attack and ground carapace for Impact. For Impact.
Yeah, I mean, GuMiho, or Impact, pardon me, is getting up that 4th base. It is at that time in which he really does need that. And GuMiho may try and put some pressure on that, but he is planning to get +2/+2 as he is getting up that armory already. He's building up the siege tank count, so we could see a strong move out come out for GuMiho in the near future as he is starting to clear up that creep, while still also attempting drops here.
Yeah, there's the drop. He gets the Marines down, and he gets 2 tanks down. That's kind of huge.
Yeah, we don't often see tank drops versus Zerg, but looks like GuMiho will try and get out of here. He actually gets out with, like, everything there.
Wow, dodging those Corrosive Vials was not as easy as he made that look there. What a boss.
Oh, look at that.
However, drop it on the 4th base. I think that's a forced cancel. I don't know that the Roaches can get here in time. Yes, drone gets killed as well. Ton of Roaches and Ravagers show up. You got to get out, GuMiho. Where are you going? Why are you sticking in? Losing some Marines for no problem, and then juking out, juking back into the main, abusing the immobility of these units. but smartly keeping some stuff in the main and some stuff on the ground there.
He's just GuMiho is just so confident. I mean, he's been playing the game a long time, so he's really got it down that if a Zerg doesn't have anti-air, you use your medivacs like this, and he's just doing such a good job. And look at this. He's just constantly flying around here.
Yeah, just picking off units here and there. But this is a humongous Rotaraptor army on Impact.
Might not care about how much fancy micro GuMiho does here. Tanks are getting set up for GuMiho, but he knows this attack is coming as it's right on his front door now. Marines are stimmed. Upgrades are even. There's a lot of Raptors here. Corrosive Ball's going down. Tanks getting off some good shots.
Yeah, the tank on the high ground is being allowed to shoot whatever he wants, but there are so many targets. It's just not working out that well for him at all. SCV's pulling off the line to try to deal with this thing. The Marines are stimming forward with their +1/+1 and doing a great job actually against these Roaches and these Ravagers, and more units coming in from the natural base. Gonna actually push this away. What a hold.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that was a lot of Zerg there, but GuMiho managed to hold, and he just did what he needed to do there.
Yeah, that was the all-in. He lost his 4th base and said, all right, well, here goes. I need to kill GuMiho, and he couldn't do it. And that was all she wrote.
Didn't quite make it happen, but that was a good game. I mean, GuMiho, that was pretty good by him. I mean, that harassment at the 4th base did force Impact's hand, and then he was ready for it. He said, all right, I do need to hold this, so he even pulled some SCVs there.
Yep, and it was enough. So, I mean, Terran players, don't worry about pulling SCVs. You're going to lose a bunch of them, but if it's enough to keep you alive, then it will win you games as well. So, good job by GuMiho getting the win. Impact showed well, but GuMiho showed why he's the veteran here.
Alrighty, yeah. Thanks for tuning into this one, guys. It's been good Terran versus Zerg. Make sure to check out Falcon Paladin's channel, and I shall see you guys next time.